Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mind of a Storm Chaser. I've got another very special guest, an Arkansas native storm chaser. His name is Dylan Atkinson. Buddy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How about you?
I'm all right. Slowly but surely, we're getting back into the second season of Severe Weather. Um, Second season started off somewhat with some pretty decent setups. November 4th, we got out there in northwest Arkansas. And then here recently, I think it was 2 days ago, we had two marginal setups. Well, yesterday and the day before, we had two marginal setups. We got out there on the first one, got on a couple cells. They started to try to rotate. We saw a couple eddies and some other stuff. But it was pretty nice. Did you have fun?
Right, yeah. I thought it was a great time, man. Getting back out in the saddle again after it's been like, what, almost a month and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah, about almost a month and a half since like November 4th. It was pretty good to be able to get back out in the saddle again and was able to see some couple storms, some
I,
lightning strikes here and there.
yeah. So my first question for you is, tell me a little bit about yourself for the viewers that may not know you. A little bit of background information on what you do outside of storm chasing, because I know you're going to college and you're doing all
Right.
this other stuff. So just go into that for the viewers that don't know you.
Right. So as you know, my name is Dylan. I go to school at Mississippi State University. I just finished my first semester, my junior year there. And I am hoping I am planning on going to doing the online virtual schooling of it, so that way I can focus on storm chasing and I can work more.
Okay.
So,
All
and for
right.
my workplace job, I work as a lifeguard. I work as a lifeguard down at the local pool.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty good job. Beat some people. I feel pretty good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I knew that you were stumped between going to Oklahoma or Mississippi. So I know for sure that because if you went to Mississippi, you were closer to James Spann, which is what we'll get into. Because I saw you took a picture with James Spann, actually. Go into that
I
interaction,
did.
actually. So how was that for you?
Okay. Okay. So I was in this club. It was called like the Eastern Mississippi National Weather Association Meteorological Society Club.
Hmm.
And so like every other Thursday we have like meetings and stuff. We'll talk about like internships. We'll get to know about ourselves, which was the first meeting. And we have like a special and then we had like a special meeting. And that's when we met James Spann, and then we met the other national weather he was a National Weather Service meteorologist out of Birmingham. His name was Kevin Laws. He's very well known,
Got,
just like James Spann.
gotcha.
So
Okay. All right. So, I guess we'll just roll right into some more questions. So what made you make the decision to storm chase? I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this because of the fascinating Discovery show Storm Chasers, but go into more about why you decided to chase.
oh, you bet. So okay, so as many other weather enthusiasts, meteorologists, they got into all this because Reed Timber and storm chasers, and, the Weather Channel and such. I did a little bit of that too, but also my dad was really big in meteorology when he was younger, and he wanted to go into this subject of field and stuff, but he had a lot of other things on his mind, and I was able to kind of knick-knack on that, and so I was pretty much able to cover his footsteps.
Okay.
So without him, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today.
I got you. Yeah, because I know, especially when we're out chasing, your dad will always text you and he'll be like, "Are you on the storm down south in southwest Arkansas?"
Yes, yes.
Just constantly, especially on our trip. So we went to not Okema. It was a little town out in eastern Oklahoma for a threat before that supercell tracked into western Little Rock. And
I
that
know
was
exactly what you're talking
our
about.
first chase ever. No, our second chase
No,
ever.
second,
Second.
second.
Yeah.
For the viewers watching, we'll get to some special here very soon.
Yeah. So,
Get to some very soon. But the city, yeah, I think it was like Sallisaw, Oklahoma, and that was
yeah.
on March 14th, March
Okay.
14th of this year.
Okay. But
March 14th, I'm correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, And dude, that was one of the chases that really broke us out of our skin, and it kind of prepped us to go out of state. We originally weren't going to go out of state. We were just going to go to Morrilton, between Morrilton and Russellville, and just sit and wait for storms to percolate out east
Yep.
into western Arkansas. But we decided to go ahead and cross the border because thermodynamics and kinematics were just screaming in eastern Oklahoma. So we just decided to
Yep.
push east. We almost got stuck in some baseball to, or not baseball, golf ball size hail on our way back across the border. And then we looked south and we saw this nice tornadic supercell taking shape over Hot Springs Village.
Hmm.
Dude, like not anything just nothing I ever seen before. That was a
Oh yeah.
great day. I was live streaming on Instagram. My buddy my editor Eli Hill was the one who made the video, or he like took a video recording
Oh
of
my
the
gosh,
entire
dude.
live stream, and it's on my YouTube channel, and
Oh yeah.
I'm speaking so much meteorological jargon. I'm not
Right.
sure people knew.
And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just sitting there driving, trying to get. We were like, it was like we were right by, I think, like a bank or something, like an
Yeah.
abandoned bank that was closer. And I just look at you, and you're like, it's right there. The like formation is right there.
Yeah. Man, that was the first time I've ever seen just anything like that before. So it was pretty exciting.
Right.
So
Because you just look on the distance, you just see like a lot of scud and funnels, and like, man, I thought one was about to drop right on us,
I'm
but then it
saying,
started becoming more alpha dominant, and then
yeah,
that kind of just blew it from there.
yeah. I'm glad it somewhat, because it had this dog leg appendage pretty much with each scan as it was coming into Little Rock. So we were super super thankful, but outflow can immediately, like, outflow dominant
Hmm.
cells can immediately transition right back into inflow dominant, but I'm glad it
Right.
didn't. So throughout the chases that you've been on, which one was the most fun?
Ooh, the most fun. All throughout of all chases, there's two. There's two in mind. Two in mind. And April 27th, 2024,
Okay.
you know, you had so for the viewers watching, y'all know Cole a lot, obviously. So I was the third guy along with them. So my same story kind of goes along with that. I thought going out well into Oklahoma City for the first time ever was just, man, like the drive there and everything. The excitement was just through the roof
Oh
for us.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And then and so we turned on like a little back road highway, like maybe about, I think, 30, 40 miles outside of the Oklahoma City metro area, and just at first we kind of didn't know what we were doing. We're just trying to like drive around and stuff, like trying to get somewhere. And then I pointed out a supercell out in El Reno, Oklahoma, and I'm like, guys, there's a tornado warning supercell in El Reno. Do you think we should go? Do you think we should go and book it over there? And I remember, I think you were the first one to respond, if I'm not mistaken. It was either you or Cole that was the first one to respond. But I think it was by the words of like, yeah, it's up to you, man. You're the one driving. You're the one that could probably get us to the supercell.
Hmm.
So I took my chances. We had to make some GPS, had put some GPS changes in there.
Hmm.
We eventually found our way into downtown El Reno, Oklahoma, and oh my gosh, just seeing the chaser conversions on, I don't know the road we were on, but there's like a random highway
Hmm.
that just led like north, like going towards like the north, like the
Hmm.
not the Badlands, but just more like the open fields of the grasslands of Oklahoma, pretty
Hmm.
much of the western side.
Hmm.
And so we were going like, right with like everybody. Like the chaser convergence, the traffic from that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And like, and we pull up the side roads and pictures. We see everybody honking at each other and stuff. Everybody's like waving at them and stuff at each other. Like, we see people from like Fox Weather, individualized storm chasing groups.
Hmm.
I thought it was the coolest shit ever, dude.
I gotcha.
And then, excuse me, and then like going up on like random highways and stuff, turning left and right. We were kind of in the front pack of everybody, and like I just see Cole back. He's like, "Oh yeah, we got chasers. We got a bunch of chasers ahead of us." And so we just keep turning right there. We eventually get back on the interstate. just like right outside of Stillwater, Oklahoma, and then we go back south and towards we go south. We go back south towards like I think Shawnee, Oklahoma, and then
Mm-hmm.
Okemah,
Mm-hmm.
in which that would lead to the second round of storms later that night, which were very unfortunate, very fortunate to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, though, we got our first tornado.
We
I count
did.
it. I count it. Even though you can't see it, it was more likely rain wrapped. I count it
I
because
got it.
you can see power flashes off in the distance
Mm-hmm.
along with the lightning.
Mm-hmm.
So looking on that radar, we were sitting at the Love's gas station, and I remember you looking at the radar and you're like, "Hey Cole, we got to go, dude. We got to go." And like I just see, and I look at the same radar too, and I just see appendage. Basically, looking at like a velocity radar, you just see the blues and the reds. It just gets more darker and darker, and then eventually you get the purple. You get the purple on the velocities along with like the tan brownish stuff, signaling that it's a strong to violent tornado. And we're like, shoot, we got to go.
Yeah.
So we booked it out on I-40 and we just went west. We just kept going west and west
Yeah.
until we made it like a little stop outside of a little small town area. And like on the side of the road, we get on a little hill. I remember you stay in the car because you didn't want to get, I think it was like lightning or something.
Yeah, I was
If I'm not mistaken.
terrified. I was terrified of lightning, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I
hate
mean, I can't blame you. I really can't blame you at all, dude. But I remember me and Cole would sit out there. We had this random guy. I don't think we've actually like, discussed it yet. We had a random guy actually come like join us. We had a random guy come and join us because he actually thought we had a flat tire because we pulled off the side road with our hazard lights on. But
Mhm.
little did he knows that we were storm chasers. So he was like, "Oh, okay." So he came out there. He came and intercept the tornado with us, and then we both went our separate ways.
Yeah.
So
All right. Yeah, that day was a day of both fun, but also like
care.
as soon as we
Right.
saw the tornado coming, because it had just hit Holdenville, and it was
Mhm.
tracking north towards Okemah, which by the time it was over Okemah, it had already started to fizzle just a teeny bit.
Mhm.
But
Right.
I was just recently talking to Cole and going back on our footage. The picture that we have is before the tornado crossed 40.
Hmm.
And because we had made some type of turn like way farther to the not way farther but to the east, and we went around a bend, and that's when we came up on the berm.
Hmm.
And that's what the tornado was. It had
Yeah.
eventually just got out of the rain, and
Right.
it was able to we were able to see it, and it was just a huge tornado. So, but yeah, so which one, back on chases, was the least fun? And I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this because me
Oh
and
wait, there was one more. I forgot there was one more.
okay.
I forgot to talk about.
Okay.
So this is the one that viewers don't know about. December 9th of 2023.
Oh,
The
okay.
one that started it all.
Okay, Western Mississippi, Eastern Arkansas.
Good old Western Mississippi, Eastern Arkansas.
Yes.
I'm not counting Memphis. That
Nah.
traffic was horrible getting
Yeah,
through there.
no.
But we made it out alive.
We did. Freaking how it was baseball size hail over Batesville.
Slight risk in the in like Eastern Arkansas, Western Mississippi that day.
Yeah.
Which later on ended up being like a enhanced risk for Tennessee and Kentucky because you had southeast winds up there that took off, and
Yeah.
basically the low level shear and the surface winds yielded that created a whole mess for tornadoes
I gotcha.
up in that part of the state.
That was
Down
that.
south, or
Yeah.
sorry,
Continue.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
okay, but yeah. So basically down south, you had everything you needed, but you were missing the low level. You were missing like the low level shear, I believe, which wasn't adequate for helping to make tornadoes down there.
Mhm.
So everything mainly kind of stayed elevated. You did have some tornado warnings here and there with some rotation, but nothing really touched the ground or anything.
Gotcha.
So from them, it was mainly just a wind and hail threat.
Okay.
And we got ourselves, and Jai and I, we got ourselves traveling. We were traveling down, I think, I-55 towards like Jackson, and we eventually reached a stop in a place called Batesville, Mississippi. So we got off. We were on kind of the wrong side of the roads. We kind of turned back around and then head towards downtown. My original goal, I'm gonna say my here because I was driving, but I'm gonna say my here because I was the one driving, trying to get us away from this. My original goal was to drive up on a little side road highway right by the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
Big mistake. I thought I was going the right way. No, we were going downtown. We see just rain and wind and power flashes from the highway behind us, and we're like, shoot, dude, we gotta pull over somewhere. And so lucky, and then from our damn luck of all, a gas station just appeared right in front of us. We're like, I know what you're thinking. What I'm thinking. Turn around.
We turned around.
We turn, get into the under gas station, get it under the pavilion, and the people in front of us are like we were both celebrating. We both got there.
Oh yeah.
And everybody was trying to rush in there, and there's here from the baseball, like from the hail, which grew from it started as quarter, and then it gradually got bigger to baseballs. And then we got back in the car. We hear, like we heard a severe thunderstorm warning, destructive tag on it for the baseball sites that we just dealt with.
Yeah.
So we did not want to deal with that.
No.
So we went back up the highway where I originally wanted to go on, where I was originally supposed to go on to avoid all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we went up there. We took like a little back highway back toward West Helena, and then made our way back home. So. Kind of a short-lived chase per se, but the adrenaline was like pumping that day, man. Man, it felt like it was a great start.
The chase that really started it off. And 1 year plus of chasing.
Yep.
At 1 year together chasing now. So I think it was, like you said, December 9th. So pretty happy about that. Here's to more. And there will be more.
Hopefully we get our first photogenic daytime tornado. Hopefully soon here enough.
Yeah. All right. So I know the answer to this also. I'm pretty certain. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. So if you could go back in time, what storm chase would you like to be a part of?
Ooh, back in time. Ooh. Well, I'd really like to be a part of March 31st, 2023 is one. I won't go much in depth with that one. But man, I was working that day and my car had car troubles. I just wish I was out there with everybody else that day.
Mm-hmm.
That's one chase I wish I would have been on, because I was about maybe 10 miles away from the Little Rock EF3 tornado, and I was just like, man, I could have intercepted that. But honestly too, I was full of guilt for other people too, because I felt bad. I felt bad they had to go through that, and I didn't, and I kind of got spared,
Mm-hmm.
Just a guilt you get,
I gotcha.
Right. And so then another one, and then another one. April 27th of 2014.
Mm-hmm. Mayflower, Valonia. Okay.
Mayflower, Valonia.
Okay.
Yep. Because that one was a crazy one too, obviously.
So what?
Even some. Or sorry, go ahead.
You're good. So that day, because I was in Little Rock, or I lived in Little Rock, in Southwest Little Rock, I'm pretty sure, over by Mableville. So I wasn't really far, but I just knew I couldn't see it because it was in the trees and it was way farther north.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where were you as a kid during that day? Because Cole remembers it like it was yesterday. He was sitting there where he was in his kitchen, at his kitchen table, watching the TV, just watching it go across the bean fields up into Mayflower, eventually Valonia, and doing very destructive damage.
Right.
So
that day, I was over at a friend's house. It was just a normal Sunday afternoon. It was like raining and thunderstorming, nothing really out of the blue. But all of a sudden, we hear tornado sirens go off, and we're like, yo, guys, I'm heading home. Like, it was me, my friend Nash, and then another guy named Jacob. And we were all just like, yo, this is not a good situation for us. So we just both, we both darted home. Like, I can never tell, I ran so dang quick back to my house, and my dad's like, Dylan, what are you doing back here, man? I'm like, there's a dang tornado warning outside, Dad. I'm like, for north of us, it's not just going up because it's county-wide. And I was like, well, better be safe than sorry. So I came back home. I looked to see Ned Permy, Todd Yacobian, and Barry Brand all in one room together, all in this weather studio together, covering the tornado, which started in northeastern Saline County and then and then really starting in its act together. Like it started becoming violent in Western Pulaski County, and then eventually going towards places that everybody knows about: Mayflower and Bologna, El Paso, and then I think it fizzled out from there.
Gotcha. All right.
So
Yeah. I know we talk about it a lot on this podcast specifically, but I mean, come on. It's Arkansas's only EF4 second EF4 other than the Monette, Arkansas to like like it traveled into Missouri and then eventually I can't think of it. It's part of the tri-state the quad supercell outbreak.
I know what you're talking about.
December
yeah, the
10th.
One, is it the one that hit Mayfield? Yep.
Yeah, December 10th, 2021. December 10th, 2021. Yeah, a quad state supercell that it started back in Little Rock. So
it did. I was at swim practice that day too.
Yeah.
This during my senior year, I was in the middle of swim practice. I look and see a little rogue, just a little rogue. I'm gonna call it a thunder shower. I'm not gonna call it a supercell. I think it was just a rogue thunder shower, and it started growing more lightning strikes with it. And everybody's like, "Get out of the pool, guys! Practice canceled." So I drove home that day thinking it's gonna be probably a long day, isn't it? And so I got home. I just look at that supercell. I keep watching it and watching it. It just kept growing a hook. It kept on growing a hook and just started showing more wind velocity with it, just stronger wind velocities. Next thing you know, boom, tornado warning for Northeast Arkansas.
Yeah.
And obviously that would drop a tornado in Monette and it would hit a nursing home. And unfortunately, lives were lost that night.
Yeah.
Many were lost.
Many were lost.
Even outside of Arkansas.
Yeah. So, okay. Now, here's a goofy question. What is your go-to storm chasing food?
Ooh. Man, this is a tough one. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, food's not really on my mind when I storm chase, but eventually you got to stop and get something because you're going to get hungry sitting in that car for like so many hours after hyper focusing on like catching a tornado or something, catching a little danger noodle or some windshield destroying hail. But honestly, good old Love's traffic stop, get some good old
Love's gas station.
Love's gas station. Ain't no Love's in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I usually like to get some Sour Patch, watermelon, and some Gatorade. That's some good stuff. Okay. Or even sometimes too, I'd go to the fast food joint, right? That's like connected to Love's, whether it's like a McDonald's or Arby's or something. Mm-hmm. I'll give me like a little classic meal from there as my pregame meal per se. And I remember really eat it, and then I really wouldn't eat it again until on my way back home, where I stopped at another Love's, and they give me that same snack combo again.
Gotcha.
So that's how it usually would turn out to be.
Not bad. Not bad at all. All right.
Not at all.
This is a question that is a normal on this on this podcast.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it started with Mr. Eli Hill. Go ahead and talk to me about Sharknado, buddy.
Fuck no, dude.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah.
What is the freaking CGI? That is the most blatant CGI crap I've ever seen. I don't even know how. And funny enough, 11-year-old me thought that was the coolest shit ever. 11-year-old me thought it was the coolest shit ever.
I hear you.
Dude, 10 years later, I look back at this and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? What the hell was I thinking? This was the hottest thing ever.
Yeah, I hear you. And then they went on to make many more movies. What are we at, Eli? Like 6?
Are we already at 6?
We're at 6.
The last one I saw was like, I think 3 or 4. And like, I just stopped watching for there because of how stupid it is. Yeah. Because I realized how stupid it was.
Yeah. I'll just give you an insider. They have dragon sharks now. So it's gotten so bad to the point to where they have dragon sharks.
Ren must be something just to add species of shark like a Pokemon or something, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, so next question. Let's see. Yeah, I got one. So throughout your chases you've been on, there have been some times where things got a little bit sketchy. What's been the most scary / sketchy moment of a chase that you've been a part of?
You're gonna know the answer to this one most obviously. April 27th, 11 o'clock at night. 11 o'clock at night of this year, sitting on the interstate, or so no, sitting at the gas station. You saying that there's a growing violent tornado heading right up towards the area.
Okay.
Prompted us, and my heart and nervousness, my heart rate was going through the roof. I was in there like, come on, man, just give me spare, God, just please spare me for tonight, please. And like, I just sat there kind of like nervous jizzle. I'm just like, dude, I really hope this just grazes past Okemo without any problems.
Yeah.
And so, watching the thing go by, and some people say it even lifted before it went right to Okemo, which I think that seems like to be the call here. But even then too, as across the interstate, it got carried on by the little squall line QLC's behind it, and then it would continue producing more tornadoes.
Yeah.
Up northeast towards, I think near like Tulsa, near Tulsa and such.
Okay.
So,
because I know,
and then another one.
Yeah. Continue.
Oh, sorry.
Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then another one too. I would say, December. I would say too, December 9th, 2023. The hail, the great escape from the baseball side's hail. I was so worried I was about to lose a windshield that day too. That was another sketchy moment right there.
I got you. So, back on April 27th. So, I know, especially because the continuous push of the QLCS was able to consummate tornado genesis with the Holdenville cell. I tell you, watching that line also continue to produce tornadoes into the night because the winds were ripping, like, because I think Cole was driving at that point, and
yeah, because I had to go over once and pull over at that, like, I think it's called like the Smoky Pokey or something, like right outside of OSU, Oklahoma State University.
So at that point, we were running from the QLCS, and there were multiple tornado warnings back behind us, literally where we just pretty much were each and every stop that we made. And then as we reached eastern or western Arkansas near Fort Smith, when I tell you, we were so happy to get across that border and get south to get out of the way. It was a relief. And then eventually the line caught us, and buddy, it was crazy. It was definitely crazy. I'm surprised.
I was like, I think I was back at my house probably asleep that time by the time the line catches up to us.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So, all right. So tell me, out of all the storm chasers you've watched or seen online, or like you follow on social media, who's your biggest idol?
Biggest idol, man. I mean, Reed Timmer, obviously, that's a one guy, I want to meet. And I'll be meeting him this February at the Chaser Summit in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay. So I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, I mean, I wouldn't say really storm chaser here, kind of this is more meteorological, but I think Toddy Copian, he was always a guy I looked up to when I was younger.
Yeah.
And, meeting the guy, I met the guy, several times at different events. He's just a guy, I've seen him and be like, man, you're one of the reasons why I'm here today.
I got
so I'm here doing what I love today. And then, like Zachary Hall, and there's so many other people, but
yeah,
I'm sure there's some more people I can name on here, but those are just some guys I can really point out.
I got you. All right. Well, what's one thing that you want the audience to take away from this session? It could be a life lesson. It could be general knowledge, or just anything that they could learn from to kind of grow their aspirations for meteorology, or just anything in general.
I would say too, always follow your dreams. Don't let don't let others competition. I know people are going to look at this and, they're going to put comparison first in front of anything else. Don't let that happen. Work at your own pace, follow your passion. Every part of meteorology, matters.
Yeah.
Whether it's storm chasing, research meteorology, like you're doing, broadcast in the news station, follow those dreams. Don't let it down. That's all I really have to say for it.
All right.
So
go ahead and plug your socials for me. Just let the people know where they could follow you, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, just where could people
Yeah.
find you?
You can find me, honestly, you can find me posting pretty much anything on Twitter, honestly. I'm the biggest shit poster on Twitter you will see when it comes to off-season storm chasing.
Oh yeah.
But you can add me on there at DylanWX03. You can also add me on TikTok too, same username along with YouTube. So,
I got you.
and I'm hoping to kick off some streaming hopefully this spring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this spring also, but also when the next severe weather event strikes, I'm hoping to kick off my YouTube streaming.
Okay.
So,
Alrighty. Because I was gonna say you recently did hit, or not recently. You've been doing streaming a couple of days where you're not out in the field and there will be a threat, and you'll just be live streaming there. And I remember because I joined, I was like, my boy D Atkinson. He was like, "What's up,
Yeah.
Jack Collins?"
I mean, it's a little awkward. It's a little awkward and weird. Sitting in front of the camera, talking to virtual viewers who you never know they may be even a bot or they're even real or not.
Yeah.
But that's just part of the job. You get the more you practice with it, the more you do the same. The more you do the same like live videos and such, you get better at it. Practice makes perfect.
Practice
That's
does indeed.
I'm sure that's a term everybody has heard.
Practice makes perfect.
But it's very much true.
Absolutely. So. Well, Mr. Atkinson, it's super appreciative that you came on here and you were able to, give some insight on the mind behind storm chasing, the mind, or like at least the goofiness, the goofy moments that we have.
Right.
Storm chasing isn't just all business. We have our goofy moments. We have our very precarious moments, especially. We're not perfect. Yep. We just want to help get the word out, provide first aid if we need to, and, just overall help push science behind everything. Yep. So
I think it's also important too, storm chasing and such. If you want to be out ready to go too, I even highly recommend taking a CPR first aid class. Those are super helpful. Even but with my little base entry job I have, I have to be required. I have to be certified for it.
Yeah.
In order to get it. So that already comes with my standards. Even search and what's the other term I'm looking for? Search and rescue.
Yeah.
So. Search and rescue. That's another one too. I'm hoping to maybe take a class on that sometime this spring. Sometime to come in spring because eventually I'm gonna run into some tornado damage, and some people are gonna need help. Like they're gonna be trapped in their homes. They're gonna be yelling. They're gonna need people to be hearing you. So it's a very important vital resource to have.
I get you. All right, Dylan. Well, I just want to say thank you again for coming on here. It's a massive honor, and like I always say, good luck. There's more chases out there. We've got one up and coming around December 20th. Correct me if I'm wrong. 26th. So we're watching
December 26th to 30th time frame is what we need to watch. Yeah.
We're watching that one. If you're listening to this past the date, it may have happened. It may have not happened. We're still watching it, but yeah. So hopefully we can get something.
Probably by the time they get pushed out, we'll probably be dealing with it.
Yeah. So. Well, already. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It was my pleasure and honor to come on here, man.
Oh yeah.
Ever since episode 1 came out, when you said he's gonna probably ask to come on here, and I'm gonna say yes. We're finally here. The
lore has been complete. The lore has been complete
indeed.
All right. Thank you guys so much for another special episode of Inside the Mind of a Storm Chaser. It's a huge honor. I will have more episodes up hopefully before the end of the year. I've got one more in mind. We've got to just plan some stuff, but thank you guys so much. If I don't have one up, you guys will see me in 2025 and hopefully with more episodes to come. Thank you. Y'all have a good day, and we're out.